CLNV making an upside move per hour projections. Let's go ahead and go over the possibilities for tomorrow's session. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this fine Tuesday. This is ARCa coming at you with a CLNV, technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so we are looking at CLNV on the 8-hour chart here, and this is the broadening ascending wedge that we've been looking at for some time. Okay, so and now more than ever, I do believe that this line may actually be invalidated entirely. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave it there. I just wanted to start off the immediate price action review based on this signal here, okay, and on this price action. One thing to notice here in candle analysis, I usually like to favor maybe a minimum 12-hour read here for us to evaluate some candle structures, but the 8-hour could maybe do. Okay, so I don't like it when we print a type of a shooting star doji like this. Okay, so usually when we do print this shooting star doji, and it'll actually close in about 2 hours, okay, as the aftermarket activity it looks like it's still in play. So yeah, I don't like printing this like this, guys, because there is the potential of a continuation to the downside. And if this is not trading in the aftermarket activity, please comment down below, as I haven't seen that. Okay, so I need to clear up some things here that I did actually review from my video yesterday. So particular to the E test, okay, so we're looking at A, B, C, D, and our potential E is coming up, okay, and that's what I believed to be maybe right up here, okay. So I don't know if I want to overcomplicate things for you guys here, because I'm trying to put this in the simplest way, okay. Okay, you know what? This is going to be the simplest thing I can do. In order for us to break out of this this ascending wedge, which is usually a bearish thing, we actually would need to make that, that implied move to the upside, and we would need to come back to wave number 2, which is literally this number 2 right here. We would need to use that as a form of support and validate it before a continuation onto the upside and breaking out of this, so that it can look similar to what's happening here, okay? So I did mention yesterday that my interest is more in the test that we're going to make as test number 3. Sorry. This is now my primary interest, because this is a huge opportunity, and it looks like price action is already moving in that direction. Although I know I mentioned this shooting star doji because it usually presents a pullback, but the pullback may not be a bad thing. It actually may be a reaccumulation period for a continuation to the upside. Okay, so it also looks like the asset may be pensive about some type of fundamental catalyst or something. Okay, but in this event, usually when we print this type of candle, we do get a downside continuation. And if I can be as discretionary as I can here, and to just give you a target for a possible pullback, it may be to about 6 cents before a continuation onto the upside. Okay, so now let's move on to the next chart so that we can validate some of these moves. Okay, so this is the this is the ridiculous cup and handle that I've been looking at, and I've been mentioning to you. I say ridiculous because I don't like to call out this formation in particular. It just has a very low hit rate. It's only sentiment based or psychology based, and yeah, you know where I'm coming from with this. I don't like this type of formation very often. Okay, so we have made that move to the upside. The objective is actually about 34 cents. Okay, so that can actually be taken by taking a trend line from the top of the cup to the very lowest point of the cup, and we apply it to the top of the handle, and that gives us that price objective. Okay, so that price objective does have a lot of confluence with previously used supports and resistance targets. Okay, so it is an area of interest. Okay, very, very good stuff right there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here. Okay, so this is the statistical side of the analysis, and I would like to express some concern here, as the firing of the signal has gone off, but momentum is starting to pivot towards the not good direction. Okay, it's starting to pivot towards the downside. Now this is a volatility versus momentum test and a back test, and I've actually taken note of every single iteration where volatility versus momentum have guessed the upside correctly, and I have measured that upside thrust versus the duration of the iteration and the amount of times that volatility versus momentum guessed the upside correctly versus incorrectly. Okay, so that gave us a set of variables here. So we are looking at a total of 10 iterations throughout the entire trading history of CLNV on the 3-day chart in particular, and that out of those 10 iterations, 7 have been correctly guessed to the upside, giving us an averaged upside accuracy of 70% with an average upside thrust of a crazy 4,347 spot 104% over the span of just about 84 and just over 84 days. Okay, so this is proof of work here. My concern is actually within momentum. Okay, so momentum is now starting to show a little bit of weakness, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to continue to the upside. Okay, usually we can face this type of weakness and then we can continue on. Okay, this is sort of lining up to what the 8-hour chart is suggesting with this shooting star doji. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world and it's going to collapse from here and never go back up. It just means that there may be a corrective move or a reaccumulation period before a continuation onto the upside. As you can see, it does happen very often to this asset. Okay, and it just continues and continues on the way up. I understand that there is a sort of regression happening here, but there's no guarantee in the markets when we're looking at linear regression, as the markets typically tend to follow nonlinear. Okay, so in now for the following chart, which is the descending channel that we've looked at, this is also another bullish aspect that we can look at. Okay, so usually when we print, especially on the 2-day chart, this is a larger term time frame, and we have succeeded a descending channel. Usually descending channels present the reversal of the price action in general. Okay, so meaning that this would be at the, upon completing the descending channel using the golden rule of 3 and succeeding the test number 4, true breakout, followed by a test of the newly converted resistance into support, which we actually did get before a continuation onto the upside. That is usually the pretty strong signs that the price action may actually just start on a new trend. Okay, so this is primarily why I'm backing the upside thesis more so than the downside thesis in this particular asset. Okay, so now let's move on to the last part of the analysis, and that's actually going to be the RSI. Okay, so in this case, we're going to be looking at divergence. Divergence is the opposition of price action versus momentum, and momentum in this case represented by RSI, relative strength index. New viewers, the purple line represents the RSI signal itself, and the pink line represents a 14-day simple moving average within the momentum oscillator. Okay, so now what we're going to be looking at here are let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 drives of hidden bullish divergence. Okay, so usually hidden bullish divergence happens when momentum is making a series of lower lows, just like what's happening here with these 3 drives. Sorry, you guys. And price action making a series of higher lows. Okay, so this is it for you right over here, so that you can see what that is exactly. Okay, you guys. So now let's go ahead and open up. I mean, the reason why I'm pointing this out is because it is in play, and we are definitely entering the bull strength percentile. Okay, so that zone can actually be looked at right over here. Okay, so I'm going to be speaking about these zones very often, so please hone in on them and tag along as I talk. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up a multi-pane so that we can understand a deeper edge for the price action coming. Okay, so we're going to open up the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame and take a look at what we have. Okay, so 30-minute immediate short-term suggesting similarly what we were talking about, or the 30-minute is in accordance with the shooting star doji printed on the 8-hour chart, which is right over here. Sorry. Printed on the 8-hour chart. Okay, potential immediate short-term downside. So the downside, again, doesn't mean that it's going to be forever. Likely is going to be lived pretty fast. Pardon me. And please know again that this pullback, like I said, it's a good thing. It's just going to allow more retail to potentially gain entry, and in an attempt to making some some upside cash, but it's still looking pretty good in my through my eyes. Okay, so now the bi-hourly chart, or RSI, is suggesting now a little bit of a slowing down of the price action. Okay, but that's this is very much in accordance with the shorter term time frame. So this is what I mean, that it was going to live out pretty fast. Okay, so it looks like the bi-hourly is gonna potentially regain its strength potentially soon, or fairly soon. Okay, so another thing that we should note here, and I always remind everybody, is to please mind where your RSI signal is. Where is it upon the within the RSI percentile? So in this case, we're actually in the grips of the bull strength percentile in this area. Okay, so now, and not only that, is that we're in the deep areas of the bull strength percentile. What does that mean? Is that we're in that gravitational area, okay, where we can actually be pulled right into the following zone, which would be the overbought percentile. Okay, so there is historically a massive amount of upside still to go, as you can see here back in let's see, March 8th 2022, where it hit about 91%, and I wouldn't even doubt that we've hit higher, just like here. Yeah, so here on April 2020, we actually went all the way to 97.88%. So there's still massive upside to consider for the immediate short-term time frame. Now, this is where I do believe that it's just a short-term pullback. Okay, so you can look at the pullback happening in the early session, potentially by mid-morning, followed by a recovery and continuing on to the upside. It's starting at the 6-hour time frame with an absolute upside, and we are definitely within the bull strength percentile, and now the moving average looks like it's starting to pivot towards the upside. Very good news here. Okay, so now the next thing to look at is the daily, which is actually confirming the upside thesis based on a bullish cross above the 14-day moving average, and now entering the bull strength percentile. Okay, I know that we're in the weakness, I'm sorry, in the shallow areas of the bull strength percentile, but please do notice that we do have the 14-day moving average below us. So in the event where we do face a small pullback, this 14-day can actually be used as a form of support before continuing on to the upside. Okay, now please take a look at the bi-daily, suggesting upside in the bull strength percentile. 3-day very much in the grips of bull strength. 5-day in bull strength. Okay, and moving average below us with a suggestion to the upside. Okay, so this is going to be a short-term pullback and short-term opportunity for longs to gain entry. Okay, so like I said, entry could likely be at about I'm going to give you the range of about 6 cents to about 645. Okay, 0645 to about 0600 could be that potential opportunity for to get long this stock. Okay, so please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment. Okay, I need you to do your own DD, and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys, if you feel like you need to reach out to me, I know that it's a little difficult for me to reach out to everybody, but there's a lot of messages coming in, and I'll try to get to you as soon as humanly possible. Okay, so if I haven't responded, don't hesitate to send another message. The same thing, copy the same thing all over again. It's just so that I kind of refilters to the top, and then I can catch it. Okay, I'm trying to my best here, you guys. And I appreciate all of your attention and all of your support thus far. But I do hope to continue providing viable information for the trade. Okay, you guys. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. With that said, I wish you very well. I wish you a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.